This broadcast is a production of Oneida Indians Live and the Oneida Special School District. No part of the audio or video from this broadcast may be redistributed or retransmitted without express written consent from the Oneida Special School District. This broadcast is a production of Oneida Indians Live and the Oneida Special School District. No part of the audio or video from this broadcast may be redistributed or retransmitted without express written consent from the Oneida Special School District.
2-4. The 2 wins coming in the season opening series against Cumberland Gap. But then they went to a tournament known as Playing for a Cause, and that's going to be rung up strike 3 to be the first out of the game for the Indians.
Now batting the DH, number 23, Fisher Monday.
As up steps Fisher Monday for the Pigeon Forge Tigers. Batting in the 2-hole, the designated hitter this evening. They played the Daniel Boone Trailblazers. Then they played Westmoreland, William Blunt, and Christian Academy of Knoxville. Base hit, Frazier in center field is going to field it and get it back in quickly, as that will be a single by the Tigers 2-hole.
Now batting the first baseman, number 12, Brody Treywick.
As up steps up Brody Treywick for the Pigeon Forge Tigers. Digging into the left-handed batter's box. Runner on first here. 1 out here in the top of the first. Just getting started in this one. Here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. As that first pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Looks like Brennan's having a little struggle with the mound out there. Brennan's going to check the runner from the stretch. Picks over. Watson's going to receive it, and he's going to be safe in there. And that's an impressive pickoff move there by Brennan. Just getting that throw over, able to, of course, not able to get the runner, but got the throw over there. Runner leads off first. Brennan kicks and fires. Runner takes off for second. Strunk throws down, and he's going to be in there safely. Just beat that throw, as now that runner moves up to second for the Tigers. Show the count being 1-1.
That was a very great pickoff attempt by the catcher, but I mean, just a little bit behind it.
I attempted to get that caught stealing there, but could not do it. As that pitch is going to be in there for a strike, I'm assuming low in the zone, as that brings the count to 1-2.
It's definitely been a rough season already to start off for the Indians and the Lady Indians on the softball side. But
we'll get you score updates from the Lady Indians, who are currently in a doubleheader against Alcoa, as that one's fouled back and it will remain 1-2. But to be fair, looking at the Indians' schedule, they have been playing a stretch for the Indians. Brennan checks the runner on second. From the stretch delivers. As that's going to be swinging strike 3, and that'll give the Indians 2 outs to work with here.
Now batting the catcher, number 21, Left Lewitt.
As up steps the catcher, Left Lewitt.
Definitely an interesting name.
I don't know. Fisher Monday batted.
That's cool.
Is on second base right now. I mean, I'm not saying anything about it. They're just both interesting. I would love to be named Fisher Monday, as that's going to be high for ball 1. I got stuck with a boring name like Jonathan.
I can't really say nothing. I've been named after a thing that goes on the car.
Is your name William, or is it just Will?
It's William.
Okay. You'll always be Wilbur to me. As Brennan delivers. Strunk going to try to back pick at second. Throw's going to get away from Rector a little bit, but he's going to remain at second. No out recorded.
Once again, a really good throwdown there.
Strunk's got an arm on him.
He does.
He's a solid catcher.
He's definitely played a lot of travel ball, though, to get a lot of that experience.
Runner takes off for third. Strunk's going to throw down. And they're going to say he's got in there.
Ooh. Close call.
I think he got in there.
I do too, but it was definitely a close call.
He got in there. As that puts that runner on third, just a sacrifice fly. Nope, never mind. There's 2 outs. We can't do sacrifice flies when there's 2 outs. Just a little base hit away from easily scoring. As here's the pitch, going to be outside.
That's going to be a walk.
For a walk. Runners on first and third now for the Tigers.
Now batting the second baseman, number 5, Liam Stevens.
Strunk's going to make his call. We're going to see a pinch runner here or a courtesy runner, I should say, for the Tigers. As courtesy running for the catcher, Ludit, is going to be, I believe that was number 7, who is Micah Effler, stepping in to courtesy run for the catcher. Runners on first and third, 2 outs here in the top of the first, as Brennan will step off here. I don't know if I said it before, but this is Liam Stevens up to bat for the Tigers. As Brennan's pitch. Runner takes off for second. Looks like it was maybe an attempt to be cut off there by Shoemaker, but it gets past him, allowing the run to score, and that'll give the Tigers a 1-run lead to start things off here in the first inning.
What was that count, or did you get it?
I did not get it. Looks like it's 0-1.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
As now a runner on second for the Tigers. Here's the pitch. Going to be a swinging strike 2.
Let's see if Brennan can get out of this inning. I mean, he's already started off pretty good at the start of this game.
Allowed only 1 run so far, but he delivers. That's going to be fouled off. Will remain 0-2. Brennan from the stretch. Kicks and fires. And that's going to be a called strike 3 for a strikeout looking to get the Indians out of the inning. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Scenic Foods is about freshness, with meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings, as well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
That?
We're back. Welcome back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network as we set to go to the bottom of the first with the Indians due up. We are going to take a look here at the starting lineup for the Pigeon Forge Tigers. We'll get back with the starting lineup for the Indians when we go back to them on defense. But towing the rubber this evening for the Tigers, that is Aiden either Gouzier or Gouzier. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. Gozer. Okay.
Aiden Gozer.
Aiden Gozer. As catching will be left Lutit.
Lutit.
That's what I said, Lutit. Playing first base is Brody Treywick. Second base, Liam Stevens. Playing third base, Joe Webb. Shortstop, Jackson Allen. Left field, Connor McClure. Center field, Dalton Cole. And the right fielder, David Price, with Fisher Monday designated hitting for, how did you say the pitcher's name?
Gozer.
Gozier. Okay. So last inning we saw the Indians surrender a run on the walk followed by double steal.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 3, Eli Rector.
Due up this inning for the Indians will be Eli Rector, Gabe Brennan, and Aiden Frazier. 3 prolific hitters for the Indians. Both have shown several flashes of greatness in the past. As Eli Rector will now step into the box here.
Let's see what the Indians can do at the start of this.
The pitch. Going to be outside for ball 1.
I believe he likes to have his batter's box is a little bit lower. Because, I mean, a lot of those pitches look like they've definitely been low or maybe even in the dirt.
As there's another ball outside. Rector's going to foul that one high in the back. Rector steps back into the box. The pitch is going to be another ball high as that brings it to a 3-1 count for Rector. Rector's a hitter who likes to see a lot of pitches, likes to draw walks, tries to get on base by any way possible. As we're going to see it there as he's able to draw the walk, giving the Indians a base runner that could be very detrimental.
Gabe Brennan
In the long run. As here comes Gabe Brennan to the plate here. Obviously the pitcher this evening. We'll see how comfortable he looks in the batter's box this evening. The pitch. Outside for ball 1. Rector leading off first. Pitch is once again going to be outside for ball 2. Gets the sign and delivers. As he's going to get that one past Brennan for a strike, bringing the count to 2-1. Pitch. Once again outside as that brings it to another 3-1 count. This is exactly where we saw the walk in the last at bat from Rector. And that's going to be another walk as now the Indians are going to have runners on first and second.
Now batting, center fielder, number 42, Aiden Frazier.
As up steps the big power threat, Aiden Frazier. Looks like there's going to be a little mound visit by Pigeon Forge after the pitcher has 2 straight walks. Maybe attempting to, talk about strategy, calm him down maybe a little bit. I'm curious if the Pigeon Forge pitching strategy was maybe to pitch outside and the pitcher's having trouble hitting his spots, so they're gonna try to maybe change the pitching philosophy here a little bit.
Maybe just trying to give him like a mental reset, maybe.
I mean, baseball is a mental game. Sometimes you got to reset. As Aiden Frazier, typically a first baseman, today starting in the outfield.
And he's in very prime position to possibly even drive one out in this position.
Well,
right
you never know.
Yeah.
With how the game of baseball is, Aiden Frazier, maybe the only kid on this Oneida team who has potential to drive one out, but
I can't remember how many he had last season. But
I believe it was 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Which is a solid number. As that one's going to be right on the outside black for a strike. Going to be 0-1. He'll deliver. As he'll swing at that one, that pitch was moving. Maybe a slider there. Regardless, it's going to be strike 2. I can't say I wouldn't have bid on that. That's a really good pitch by this pitcher. As that's going to be called outside for strike 3, as Frazier will go down looking, and it will be the first out this inning for the Indians.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 7, Carter Doherty.
As up steps Carter Doherty. I got to comment on that last pitch by, how did you say his last name one more time?
Gozer.
It's written really weird on my lineup. It looks like Gouzier, but it's Gozer. And I missed that pitch. What was that?
I think it was a ball.
I believe so as well. That pitch on just right on the outside black to get that strikeout there. Great pitch by Gozer. As Doherty's going to fly one straight up. Maybe the catcher can get it, but it's going to hop right over the fence and bounce high on that Bear Creek concrete, bringing the count to 1-1. Doherty, the freshman, now stepping in. That's been a lot of the story this year for both the Indians and the Lady Indians over on softball has been the contributions from their freshmen. As there's going to be a pickoff move there, but he'll be back in safely. Still 1-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Pitch. As Doherty's going to ground that to the third base side, it will be foul, bringing the count to 1-2. Quick update from just across the field here. The Lady Indians softball has just finished their first game with a 15-0 win by Alcoa. As that next pitch is going to be outside. Game 2 will start here in a second. We'll keep you updated on that as well here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Indians have definitely been very cautious at the plate so far.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No. They're not being as aggressive as they'd probably like to be, but at least they're keeping their calm and they're at least staying collected at the plate.
As now we'll see a full count here. Anything could happen with this next pitch. Gozer steps back on the rubber. Brennan and Rector take their leads. Gozer's pitch is going to catch Carter swinging there on the outside for a strikeout. And now it'll be 2 outs this inning. Possibility of getting out of this inning with no damage for the Pigeon Forge Tigers. And they would like nothing less than that. As steps in Caden Shoemaker. What do you think about his pink sleeves?
Definitely interesting.
Caden Rector used to do something like that. As I believe that's a breaking ball going to run inside. It's going to be ball 1. He's going to make the pickoff move. It's going to get into center field. Rector's going to break for third, and he'll make it up standing. Now putting runners at the corners for the Indians. Excuse me there. Brennan and Rector now on first and third. The pitch to Shoemaker. Brennan's going to take off for second, and he'll make it up there on the pitch in the dirt. Now 2 runners in scoring position for the Indians. As that's going to be swung on for a strike. Gozer's pitch. Fouled off by Shoemaker, as we'll now see a 1-2 count.
I believe it's more than 1 and 2.
It's full. You're absolutely right. So really a payoff pitch here with those 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs here in this full count. If Shoemaker doesn't foul one off, it will be the payoff pitch of this inning. As he's going to ground that one directly back to the pitcher, who will just toss it over to make the play. As the Tigers get out here with no runs scored, we're going to take a break, and we'll see you back in 60 on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network, as we're set to begin the top of the second here, with the Tigers leading 1-0. As there's going to be a pitch grounded at third base, Darty's going to snag it, and he's going to fire over to first. Good play there by Watson as well, but honestly, just a great play by Darty to be able to get that runner, and that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Tigers.
The shortstop, number 20, Jackson Allen.
Sorry for the little technical difficulties we had there. We had to fix some stuff. As here comes Jackson Allen. Brennan to deliver. As that's going to be called a strike there on the outside. That's going to be outside for a ball.
Thought you might hit me with the quote.
No, that's not bad enough to do that just yet. I'll know one when I see one. That's not it either. Although that's closer. You just gotta wait for something like that to happen.
Yeah.
Still only one out here in the top of the second. As he'll draw the walk here, giving the Tigers their second base runner of the evening on walks.
Now batting the left fielder, number 6, Kenan McClure.
As up comes Cannon McClure, the left fielder. We saw that base runner in the first cause a lot of chaos on the base paths for Pigeon Forge. So it's no wonder Brennan's going to attempt a pickoff move here. He'll be back in safely. Brennan will step back on the rubber. Checks the runner. His pitch to McClure is going to be swung on for strike one.
Good pitch by Brennan there.
I believe that's a fastball on the bottom outside corner. As somebody who kept track of pitches for Coach West for a long time, that's his favorite pitch right there. Brendan will try another pickoff move here. Not going to be successful. I don't know if you know this, but recently in the major leagues they changed the rules so that you can only pick off a certain amount of times per at bat. Is that a rule in high school as well? Do you know?
I don't believe it is.
I know I don't think it's an actual rule yet, but they don't let you do infinite mound visits anymore either.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that, them having a certain amount of pickoffs, but
that's a thing at the major league level now. It's a very, very recent rule. As that ball is going to be lined into left field, Sexton's going to come up on it, field it, and he'll toss it into third, as now that single puts runners on first and second for the Tigers.
now batting the right fielder, number 4, David Price.
As now steps up David Price. Shares a name with a very, very famous reliever who played for the Tampa Bay Rays. I thought that was funny.
There comes out your elite ball knowledge.
I wouldn't. That David Price is not elite ball knowledge. Played for the Dodgers too, and I think the Red Sox. As that first pitch is going to be high for ball 1. Runners on first and second, 1 out here in the top of the second. Tigers leading by 1. Brennan with the pitch here. As that's going to be grounded to the second base side. Rector's going to attempt to make a play on it, and he won't be able to. He'll put it in his pocket as the bases will be loaded for the Tigers.
Now batting the third baseman, number 24, Joe Webb.
As we back to the leadoff hitter, Joe Webb here. Big opportunity here for the Tigers with bases loaded.
And only one out.
Which, I mean, that also could be a catastrophe because now there's a force at any base. You very easily could get a double play here. It's a kind of a win versus a risk. Oh, it's a risky scenario. That's the word I'm looking for. As that's also going to be low for a ball. My dad has just sent me a message to correct me that David Price is a starter. Gosh darn it, Dad. As there's going to be a ball sent into the gap, Frazier will cut it off in center field as he's going to toss it in. However, 2 runs are going to score, giving the Tigers a 3-0 lead.
Now batting the DH,
and putting runners
Fisher
on
Monday.
second and third as Fisher Monday The most interesting name on the field tonight steps up.
And also not to be outdone by Left Lewitt.
I still like Fisher Monday. I want to be named Fisher Monday. Here's the pitch. Ooh. Either a changeup or a breaking ball. It's hard to tell with Gabe Brennan. Gets swung on for strike one.
He's really good with those breaking balls in general.
Whatever it was nasty.
Nah, you'd take it 450 dead center.
I don't think so. I've faced Gabe Brennan a couple times. Most I ever managed was a foul ball. As that's going to be called strike two in there. Runners on second and third. As that definitely is a breaking ball, but it's going to be a ball. You know what it was? I got David Price and Wade Davis confused. Wade Davis is a reliever. Oh, and now he's fessing up. I'm not wrong. David Price was a reliever. As that ball is going to be swatted into center field, Richter, on his way back, makes the play, throws it home, not in time as the run scores. That runner's going to stay on second base as now the Tigers take a 4-0 lead here in the second inning.
Now batting the first baseman, number 12, Brody Trawick.
As here comes Brody Trawick. Correct me if I'm wrong, the sole lefty in this lineup.
I believe there might be another one.
We'll find out when we get there, as that's going to be called strike one. That runner on second now with 2 outs. Tigers leading by 4 here in the top of the second. Brennan checks the runner, kicks and fires.
Just a little bit upstairs.
A little bit. What did you say last softball broadcast? Ball that's heading for heaven.
We've actually had a couple of those already happen today.
Yep.
One got sent completely around the back side of the building here.
As the runner breaks off for third, Strunk will throw down. And he's going to get in there safely.
I believe he was a little bit late on the tag there.
Maybe just got a little bit above him there, too. It's hard to tag those head-first slides.
Yeah.
The pitch is going to be outside.
Ball 3.
Brennan gets the sign. He delivers. And that's going to be outside for ball 4, putting runners on first and third, sticking them at the corners for the Tigers.
Now batting the catcher, number 21, Left Lewitt.
As here comes Left Lewitt. The Lady Indians and the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa's second game just now getting underway. We'll give you score updates on that as it happens. Brennan's going to step off here.
Probably just trying to, once again, recoup himself.
Brennan to deliver. That runner takes off. They're not going to chance the throw this time after allowing that run on the double steal. They'll allow him to get to second safely in order to keep that runner at third. Which now that puts runners at second and third for the Tigers. Brennan's pitch is going to be swung on for strike one.
Going back to what I was saying earlier, I definitely think his strike zone's a little bit lower because, I mean, a lot of those balls look pretty daggum low below the knee.
That was a swinging strike, so that doesn't matter.
I know, but still.
You could swing at a ball that goes the opposite direction. As long as you swung at it, it's a strike. As there's another swinging strike for strike 2. Count moves to 1-2. Ready to deliver. As that's a deep fly ball hitting the center field. Frazier claims he has it, and he misses it. As that ball's going to get into the infield, and I believe 2 runs scored there,
Yes.
giving the Tigers a 6-0 lead here in the top of the second. We're going to see another courtesy runner here for the catcher. For those who don't know, a courtesy runner is different than a pinch runner.
Now batting the second baseman, number 5.
At the high school level, you are allowed a courtesy runner for your catcher and pitcher. They do not need to be lifted from the game. Like they would with a normal pinch runner. That runner now on second, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Brennan to deliver. As that ball gets away from Strunk. Good block in the dirt, keeping it in front of him. Brennan receives the sign. He delivers. As that's going to be fouled back towards the Little League fields. And it will move the count to 1-1. Brennan kicks and fires. Breaking ball high for ball 2. That's one of those breaking balls that just has that nice snap to it. The head umpire taking issue with something. Is he taking issue with the fact that they're not catching a bullpen with catcher's gear over there? Regardless, Brennan delivers. As there's a ball fly just straight up on the infield, Shoemaker under it, and he'll make the play for the 3rd out. We'll take a break and be back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Scenic Foods is about freshness. With meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables. And of course, a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings. As well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
Welcome back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network, bringing you baseball action from Bear Creek Sports Complex. As last inning, we saw 4 runs be scored by the Pigeon Forge Tigers. A lot of those coming on hits and the result of walked batters, giving the Pigeon Forge Tigers base runners. As now the Indians looking to have a little offensive spark here.
The catcher.
As due up for them will be Elijah Strunk, Ben Sexton, and the designated hitter, Maddox Hutcherson. Firstly up will be the catcher, Elijah Strunk, wearing number 99, just like the wild thing, Rick Vaughn. Although Rick Vaughn was a pitcher.
And Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge does also wear 99, but like he's not as cool as Rick Vaughn.
Says the one that used to play him all the time in MLB The Show.
I did that because that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
I also used to have a T-shirt of him. 2-0 now to Strunk. I don't know. I'm not a Yankees fan
You say that, but you played them all the time.
because they were good. They're a good team. The Cardinals are a good team in the show. As that moves to 2-1. Gozer to deliver. As that pitch will be strike 2, evening things up at 2-2. Gozer delivers. As Strunk sends one high and deep out to center field. And it's just going to be a can of corn for the center fielder. And it'll be out number 1 this inning for the Indians.
He definitely got a piece of it, but just a little under it.
Maybe just a little under it. Just an easy can of corn. Easy play for the center fielder.
Number 2, Ben Sexton.
As here comes Ben Sexton now. Interesting that he's wearing number 2. He formerly was number 11. I wonder if there's a reasoning behind that switch. As he's going to send a rocket back towards the Little League fields. Bring the count to 0-1 after the foul ball. Excuse me there. That pitch will be high for ball 1. Brings things to 1-1.
This team is definitely having an uphill battle. I mean, they still got a couple innings to try to score some runs, but I mean, it's definitely going to be an uphill battle, especially against the number 3 ranked team in the state.
As Sexton bites on the breaking ball for strike 2. Pop open your Dr. Pepper there, Will. As that pitch is going to be low and out for ball 2, bringing things back even to 2-2. 2-2 count here in inning number 2 with number 2 at the plate. And here's the pitch. Called strike 3, as that will be 2 outs this inning. And that's what I like to call catcher framing at its finest. That little flick of the wrist that brings the ball back into the zone. It's literally lying to umpires. A ball that was not a strike before can now be a strike. I got to give big props to that catcher for his frame job on that last pitch. As here comes Maddox Hutcherson now. Starting things off 1-0 after seeing the ball in the dirt.
Just a little in the dirt, you know.
Gozer's pitch. As he's going to send that one
Back
way,
into the Little League field again.
maybe seeing he's a little late, but maybe we can see a little stroke of power there from Maddox Hutcherson.
Max?
Maddox.
There you go.
It all kind of runs together. It's Maddox. As that's fouled back our way, going to be 1-2. Maddox.
Almost one of those pitches that got lifted up into heaven.
Lifted up into heaven. Let me tell you, his stance reminds me a lot of, you remember 2 years ago, senior Peyton Smart, as he's going to be rung up there on the outside corner. After I mention this, we'll take a break. His stance reminds me a lot of Peyton Smart, formerly Oneida Indians catcher. Miss him a lot. Used to play with him. We'll take a break and be back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. you. Thank you.
Thank you to those who have supported South Fork Physical Therapy for the past 20 years. Because of you, we have been able to live and work in the community we love. We appreciate you, Scott County.
Forget the bucket. Stop buying those expensive car care products. For a supreme clean, visit TNT Car Wash in Oneida. TNT Car Wash features the latest in automatic car wash technology. Our wash bays offer friction or touchless options that are tough on road grime, but gentle on your car's finish. These feature-packed automatics give you complete control of the wash. Want to wash it yourself? TNT also has traditional wash bays. And don't forget the interior. Both vacuum and shampoo stations available. For a dynamite clean, TNT Car Wash Oneida.
Who that is.
Welcome back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network as we're set to kick off the top of the third. And Brennan's kicking it off with a swinging strike.
Against Dalton Cole, number 15.
Is that number 15?
Yes. I saw it on the mist.
On the swing?
Yeah.
As there's a breaking ball going to be flied straight in the air. First base side, Watson has it, and that'll be the first out after the play in foul territory. Solid play there by Watson.
Now batting the shortstop, number 20, Jackson Allen.
As up steps Jackson Allen. Of course, last inning we saw the Indians go 3 up, 3 down on what I believe was 3 strikeouts, correct?
Yeah.
As the breaking ball is in there for a strike, and that'll bring it to 0-2.
Let's see if Brennan can find his rhythm to possibly help the Indians get a little bit of momentum going towards their way heading into the top of the third.
As that's going to be lined over the glove of Darty. Sexton's going to field it, going to bobble it slightly. Runner maybe thought about going for second, but he'll stay at first with the single.
Carter was about an inch off of being able to have that ball, or at least slow it down.
He almost Fernando Tatis Jr. jumped there. Where you ever seen that clip where Fernando Tatis Jr. just double jumps and grabs that ball?
I have not.
It's insane. He looks like a friggin' alien.
But yeah, he was very close to being able to jump up and get that ball.
Runner leads off first. 1 out here in the top of the third. The pitch is going to be fouled off. Starting things off 0-1. Tigers leading 6-0 here in the top of the third after the 4-run second inning. Brennan will check the runner. The pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 2.
I believe it was that top outside corner.
That's such a great pitch there by Brennan to locate that breaking ball right there.
Once again, he's great with his command on his breaking balls.
We've seen a lot of that at a Gozer, too. Able to locate, I think he throws a slider just right there on the outside. As that pitch is going to get away from Strunk, the runner's going to go for second, and he'll make it up there standing.
His slider is really good.
Gozers?
Yes.
Brennan receives the sign. Checks the runner, kicks and fires. Ball's going to be in the dirt. Strunk able to keep it in front of him.
He's been really good at being able to keep those pass balls to a minimum.
Ball's going to get away from Brennan, but he'll say, no, I'll get it. I'll get it. he doesn't want either of his middle infielders to have to come in and get it. Those, of course, being Caden Shoemaker playing shortstop and Eli Rector playing second base.
Indians have a pretty solid infield, in all honesty.
Brennan's going to kick and fire. And Darty's going to field it in foul territory as it'll be a foul ball. Count will remain 1-2.
Probably a smart play there by the freshman.
Well, there's not really much you can do about it at that point.
No.
Field it or don't field it, that's a foul ball.
Yeah. It was a little fair for a while.
But, I mean, it's only fair if it crosses the base in fair territory.
But I think.
But if it starts foul and goes fair, you don't see that very often, as that one's going to be ball 2. If it does start fair and kick foul, other way around, start foul and kick fair, it is a fair ball.
As long as it passes the base.
No, just if it hits a rock in the foul territory and kicks fair, it becomes a fair ball. Until the rule is until it passes the base or is touched by a fielder. That's when the call is made. As I think I might have had the wrong count. I think that's going to be a walk there. Putting runners on first and second for the Tigers.
Can you see that number? Now batting the right fielder, number 4, David Price.
As up comes David Price, who is a reliever, or was a reliever, for the Tampa Bay Rays and the Dodgers. Dad. He was a starter, too. He was not incorrect in saying that, but breaking ball in there for strike one. You never have to guess if it's Gabe Brennan's breaking ball. You'll see that he's got that 12-6 hammer that just comes in there and splits the zone in two almost.
He's been, once again, he's been really good at that breaking ball.
As that's going to be outside for ball one.
But he also has a pretty decent fastball. It might not have the same velocity as some people you might see, but he has great control.
That's the one word to describe Gabe Brennan when he's pitching, control. He's either in control, he's got control over all of his pitches, as that one's going to be fly deep into center field. Frazier's going to make the play. Runner's going to stay on second, no tag, as that'll be 2 outs here in the top of the third.
Let's say, you going to say it?
I had to look at the scoreboard to make sure I wasn't going to say it wrong.
Now batting the third baseman, number 24, Joe Webb.
Golly, Will, I'm not perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
I make mistakes, Will. I make mistakes. As up steps Joe Webb for the Tigers. Yeah, look, it's our first baseball broadcast of the season. I'm already crying. Look what you've done to me.
Yeah.
Look what you've done to me, Will. As that pitch is going to be strike one on the inside corner.
Once again, giving the Pigeon Forge Tigers a good old Coach West special with that outside corner pitching.
That was the inside corner.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
As the ball's flied straight up
My
in the air.
eye.
Brennan has it, and he'll make the catch for the out. That'll be the third out. We're going to go to the bottom of the third after this break here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Respect, compassion, integrity, commitment, community. Those are a few of the principles that guide Mountain People's Health Councils in everything we do. We respect our patients and their need for quality health care. We have compassion on those that are sick and hurting and need help. We are committed to do everything we can to help those in need. And we're focused on providing our friends, family, and neighbors with the very best health care available.
Welcome back as we're set to begin the bottom of the third here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. Jonathan Markham and Will King bringing you the call tonight here from the Jack Elay Sports Complex.
And it is the 9-1-2 up.
Yep.
Starting off this inning with the glamorous Ryder Watson. That's a little joke we have because his walk-up song is "Glamorous" by Fergie, but
which is in my mind that is hilarious. Watson, the sole lefty hitter on this team. I think the glamorous nickname describes him perfectly.
Now batting the first baseman, number 88, Ryder Watson.
You'll see him stepping in here. playing first base this evening.
Oh, I'm still trying to catch my breath from that good old comedy joke we left. I don't know why I said left.
I don't know why you did either.
It's all fun and games, though.
Yeah. We're having fun here this evening. Now, we hope you guys are, too, as that first pitch is going to be outside for ball one. Start things off to glamorous Ryder Watson.
Water?
It happens sometimes. He's going to lay down the bunt here. Great bunt laid down the third base side. Barely going to get him for the out, as that'll be the first out of the inning. Solid bunt there. If he just maybe lays it down a little bit more, has a little bit less roll, I mean, he's safe all the way.
Number 3, Eli Rector.
As now here comes Eli Rector, the leadoff hitter, up to the plate.
He almost beat that bunt out. Almost beat it out.
Breaking ball going to be ball one. I mean, like I said, it was a very solid bunt. I mean, that third baseman had to sprint to get to that thing. Like I said, if he just laid it down a little bit more, give it a little bit less roll, maybe a little bit more towards the third base line and less towards the pitcher, that's a safe bunt all the way.
Well, that was about another ball lift up to heaven right there. Probably back into a Little League field.
As now the count moving to 2-1 after that last pitch is called high.
Eli Rector's a really good leadoff hitter. I mean, he's very good at getting on base, and he's very good at the base path.
I mean, he's the definition of a Moneyball hitter. The kid gets on base. If you ever watch the movie Moneyball, they always say, he gets on base. He gets on base. That's Eli Rector. Eli Rector is the modern-day equivalent of Scott Hatteberg. As there now moves the count to a full count. Scott Hatteberg, David Justice, Jeremy Giambi, all those guys from Moneyball. Great movie. I recommend it if you haven't seen it.
Especially if you're a baseball fan.
Absolutely. As that's going to be a walk to Eli Rector getting on base.
Now
like we said.
number 6, Gabe Brennan.
As up steps Gabe Brennan, another guy who, very smart hitter, knows his zone, knows how to see those pitches, and also gets on base a lot.
He's very good at it, too. I mean,
pitch is going to be called a ball to start things off to Brennan, starting things off 1-0.
I mean, the score might say a little different, but this game's been pretty solid so far. I mean, Indians' defense, besides a couple errors or a couple, bad mistakes by the Indians, I mean, besides that, it's been a very solid game.
I think you're discussing that big error in center field by Aiden Frazier.
Yes.
That allowed 2 runs to score. Frazier's probably in the dugout screaming, "I'm a first baseman!" right now. As that pitch is going to be a strike, brings things to 2-1.
I was very shocked whenever I seen on the lineup that he was.
But I really think it makes sense because
yeah, it does.
Ryder is a very solid first baseman, and they need another outfielder. So why not play Frazier in the outfield? Now, knowing the kind of person Aiden Frazier is, I'm sure he wasn't very happy about it. But when you're a baseball player, you got to put things aside for the betterment of the team and not for
for sure,
and not for your own selfish reasons. And I've always maintained that. Rector's going to lead off first. Gozer's pitch to Brennan. Brennan thinks about going for it, but lays off it. Brings it to a full count.
Would you call this the even count, though?
This is something we talked about on softball a lot. The even count. I mean, I'm a stickler for classic baseball terminology. So 1-1, 2-2. That's all the even counts and stuff. As I think that was actually ball 4, but Brennan's running like it's a drop third.
It was
drop third strike. Regardless, puts runners on first and second for the Indians.
Only one out. 42, Aiden Frazier.
I'm getting deja vu from the bottom of the first here. I think this is the exact situation we were in the bottom of the first.
It was. 2 runners on the base path. Frazier
And they
looking
were-
to get a hit.
And it was Gabe Brennan and Eli Rector.
Yep. I mean, that kind of makes sense if you really think about it. I mean, they're the top 3 hitters. Ooh.
Hold on. Gabe Brennan's walking back to the dugout, and Coach West is going to talk to the head umpire. What's happening there?
They calling him out?
Are they?
Okay. Be my guess. Don't see why he would be out.
We'll see. Aiden Frazier here with that runner on second. They'd have to have because he's not. I mean, they're not bringing in a courtesy runner. Or anything.
Yeah.
So I guess they called him out. As Frazier's going to send one spiraling deep into center field. The center fielder is going to make the play for the third out. Solid play by the Tigers center fielder there. And we'll be back after this break on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
When your job requires concrete, call Twin K Enterprises. We take pride in both residential and commercial projects. Our concrete is state certified and lab tested with proven high strength mix results. We have certified facility operators and mix design technicians to be sure our customers get the best mix the first time, every time. Twin K has 6 concrete plants to serve the entire Highway 27 corridor from Georgia to Kentucky. Twin K, call 569-6341.
Relive the moments that made history, on the field, in the gym, and across our community. From thrilling game-winning plays to unforgettable graduations, SFN has over 1,600 videos ready to watch anytime. Join sfn.tv for just $4.99 a month and unlock decades of local memories. Want to own a piece of history? Visit shop.sfn.tv for digital downloads and DVDs of your favorite events. Subscribe or shop today at sfn.tv. Your home for local sports and community memories.
Welcome back as we're set to begin the top of the 4th here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. As last inning we saw 2 base runners come aboard for the Indians, but no run scored as the score remains 6-0, Pigeon Forge Tigers leading.
Indians have definitely had a couple chances to score. It's just they've been getting kind of unlucky with being able to capitalize on them.
And, of course, that ball hit into center field by Aiden Frazier last inning, hard hit ball. Just that center fielder made a great play. Committed center fielder on center fielder violence. As that's going to get down the line, big line drive down the line, going to be a double to start things off for the Pigeon Forge Tigers.
Really good job by the
He's not going to complete his thought because he also has to do PA announcing.
Really good job by the left fielder being able to cut that ball off and get it in to not allow him to get more than just those 2 bases.
Props to you for working double duty tonight, Will. PA announcing, color commentary, and a little camera work, too.
Camera, color commentary, PA, music, walk-ups, whole 9 yards.
Maggie Hamilton also helping on music. We want to give you
that's the second.
Maggie King. I'm sorry. I did it last time for softball, too.
That was a ball, by the way.
That runner now on second. Maggie, you just sound like a Hamilton to me. I'm sorry. I know a Maggie Hamilton. That's why. As that's going to be skied straight in the air. Shoemaker says he has it.
Send up to heaven.
And he does. We used to make jokes when we played. If you've watched the movie 42 about Jackie Robinson, 1 out in this inning, by the way, they say, is that a home run? Yeah, if you're playing in an elevator shaft. We always used to make that joke.
Number 21, left, Lewitt.
As here comes the catcher up here, left Lewitt.
That's still a hard name to say, in my opinion.
You got to bring up his name every time he comes up, don't you?
I mean, you've done the same.
Well, I've brought up Fisher Monday every time. That's different. Fisher Monday's cool. I like Fisher Monday. I've not even met the guy. I like him. I just like his name. Brennan's going to deliver. Breaking ball there, going to be fouled off. So we're going to runner on second, 1 out here in the top of the 4th. That runner's taking off for third. Brennan notices it, steps off, makes the throw, and he's going to be called out for the second out. That takes away that crucial base runner there for Pigeon Forge. And we can't hear it up here, but I wonder if somebody called that out and said, hey, he's running, because he went so early. And
he really did. I mean,
Brennan just steps off, fires that ball to third.
He was even kicking and firing for the first pitch of this at bat.
No, he just that simple step off, toss for the out.
I definitely consider that a mistake by the base runner there because, I mean, you got to think about it. If he was left-handed, that would be a lot harder pickoff attempt, but since he's right-handed, that's as easy as just throwing.
I have seen that work in the past, that early steal, because nobody expects it to happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like, it's something you don't expect to happen, so you don't really think about it when it happens. Brennan was in his windup and he called timeout. That's problematic, but we'll go with it. As that pitch is going to be outside. I believe that's ball 2.
2-0.
2-0 indeed. Brennan from the windup delivers. Breaking ball going to be skied high in the air. Frazier has a beat on it. And the usual first baseman making the play in center field.
And that will send the Indians to the top of the fourth.
I'm still so proud of Frazier playing center field, a position he doesn't usually play. Great job by that man. As we'll take a break and be back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
My name is Wayne King. I'm owner-operator of Baby J's Pizza. We've been in business since 2017, and we think we have the best pizza in town. We have our regular hand-tossed pizzas. We have thin crust. We have thin crust cauliflower. We also offer vegan. We also offer dairy-free, gluten-free. We have low-carb, no-carb. We have a wide variety because we want to serve the best customer base possible and give everybody the opportunity to experience a good pizza.
Welcome back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network as we bring you baseball action between the Oneida Indians and the Pigeon Forge Tigers, as the Pigeon Forge Tigers are still holding on to that 6-0 lead that they've had since the second here in the bottom of the fourth.
And it is the freshman Carter Darty to start off this inning for the Indians.
Inning for the Indians. Those words are too similar.
They really are.
We should call them something else when we're
It is
playing.
the 3, 4, and 5 hole that is due up this inning. No, 4, 5, and 6. Pardon me.
Carter Darty, Caden Shoemaker, and Elijah Strunk.
I feel like the Indians are finally maybe starting to get a little more comfortable to finally be able to get a base runner on, or finally be able to bring somebody in.
I mean, obviously they've seen this pitcher a couple times through the order now.
Yeah,
and they've got some potential here to.
Oh, for sure.
Especially with batters, like we got the heart of the order coming up here, and we're gonna see how they perform here. I like their little system they have, where they have the first baseman and the third baseman on either side of the mound. Although it strays away from the traditional first baseman tossing out ground balls in between innings, but sometimes tradition isn't a good thing.
Number 7, Carter Darty.
As we're going to kick things underway here in the bottom of the fourth with Carter Darty set to step into the box. Gozer to pitch. As Darty's going to fly that one into left field, it's going to get down the line. Left fielder's going to get it. He's going to bobble it out there, and Darty's going to make his way into second, standing up to start things off with a double.
Great hit by the freshman there.
Now batting number 20, Caden Shoemaker.
Solid hit down the line. Crushed that ball into left field. Just a good solid hit there. And gives the Indians a crucial base runner here to start things off in the bottom of the fourth. Runner already in scoring position as now steps in Caden Shoemaker.
Smart hit by him as well, considering that the left fielder likes to play more towards center field.
As that's a ball grounded to third base. And he's going to fire it to first. They're going to make the out there, but Daugherty's going to move up to third base on the little pass throw there. They are going to make the out on Shoemaker. Moves that runner up to third. Productive out there by Shoemaker.
Elijah Strunk.
As Strunk's going to step in with that runner on third and only one out, meaning the sacrifice is in play. Strunk stepping in here now. As that ball's going to be outside for ball one.
Indians are finally looking to finally get on the scoreboard today.
Again, just that simple sacrifice, a simple fly ball, ground ball can score the run here.
But you can definitely tell the Indians are starting to get more aggressive compared to the way they started out the game with that little more patient approach.
As here's the pitch. Going to be a strike. Going to be 1-1 here. As that catcher looks back at Daugherty, who scurries back in a hurry. That pitch is going to be low and outside for ball two. Brings things to 2-1. As Strunk's going to send one high in the air, barely out of the infield. As the shortstop's going to drop it, and that run's going to score, and the Indians are going to be on the board this evening after the error by the shortstop. It means that Elijah's standing safely on first base, and that run has scored.
Now batting number 2,
cutting it down to
Sexton.
a 5-run lead. As up steps Ben Sexton. The left fielder this evening.
So far, once again, the Indians are, like I said, definitely starting to show more aggressive on the hitting side of things.
As there's another first pitch swing by Ben Sexton. He's going to line that, bloop that into right field for a base hit. That single puts runners on first and second for the Indians. Productive hit there by Ben Sexton, able to move that runner and not waste an out.
Now batting number 8, Maddox Hutcherson.
As here comes Maddox Hutcherson in a first that we've seen here, a bright orange helmet. Hutcherson steps in.
I kind of like the look of the bright orange helmet, I'm not going to lie.
I believe those are old.
Yes, they are most definitely older helmets.
As Hutcherson's going to foul that back. Another rocket off his bat. Brings things
Back
to
into the
0-1.
Little League field.
Hutchinson, a recent transfer from Wartburg Central High School.
Him and his brother.
Getting the start here today as the designated hitter for the Indians, as now that's 0-2 on the strike called on the outside black. Gozer's pitch. Swung on by Hutchinson, gonna be strike. That should be strike 3.
That should be strike 3.
I think he just didn't realize it was strike 3.
Yep.
It was strike 3.
And now glamorous Ryder Watson is up.
Glamorous Ryder Watson.
Now batting number 88,
Ryder
Watson.
I wish we had some way for the audience at home to hear some of the crowd noises in the walk-up songs, because you would hear Glamorous by Fergie right now.
Or 0.5 seconds of it. I mean, he kind of got into the box a little bit quick.
As that ball going to be fouled off down the first base line, brings things to 0-1 for Watson.
Way behind that pitch.
way ahead of that pitch.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm used to right-handed batter.
He's lefty. Actually, I think what it was that pitch was a little bit inside, and he hit it kind of off
the hands.
The hands. He's got kind of a swing that leads into his running motion really well, almost like an Ichiro Suzuki swing. You'll see it again right here, maybe. As that's going to be strike 2 looking. Those runners on first and second, 2 outs. Big situation here for Watson. For glamorous Ryder Watson.
Such a great nickname at least.
As he's going to chop that one to the shortstop. Third baseman's going to be the one to field it, though. And they're going to make the out at first for the third out this inning. And that's going to take us to the top of the 5th. It was after the break here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Tommy's Motorsports is East Tennessee's premier power sports dealership. We're a full-service dealership offering sales, parts, and service with 2 locations to serve you. In Clinton, you'll find Kawasaki, Suzuki, Yamaha, Wave Runner, Polaris, Slingshot, and Homestead trailers. In Crossville, you'll find Honda, Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, Bad Boy, Roxor, and Yamaha. Come in today and see why Tommy's Motorsports has developed the highest reputation for quality and customer service.
Danny's Drugs has been dedicated to providing patients with quality healthcare services since 1966. From our beginnings as a fountain drugstore to our current location on the 4 lane in Oneida, one thing has remained the same: exceptional service. Our staff of highly motivated and carefully trained professionals understand your needs and respond to them in a personal and friendly manner. Our staff works together as a team to provide the finest patient care available. That's Danny's Drugs, putting patients first since 1966.
Welcome back to start things off in the top of the 5th here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. Quick score update for softball just across the complex. It is currently 13-0 Alcoa in the bottom of the 1st with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
This is their second game of the doubleheader for today.
Second game of the doubleheader. The first one ending in a score of 15-0.
We are currently jamming out to Cupid Shuffle here at the ballpark.
We're having a great time. To the left, to the left, to the right, to the right. We're having a great time. And we hope you are too here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network as we bring you what will be one of many baseball games alongside softball games presented this spring. Soccer as well, but that's got a different crew. We won't be doing that.
I'm doing terrible at this PA job right now.
Well, you're trying to do multiple jobs at once, to be fair.
Yeah.
As we're set to kick off the top of the 5th, Brennan to pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1.
If it was me playing MLB, I'd definitely swing at that.
It's hard to identify breaking balls in MLB The Show sometimes. I mean, I play the game enough that I've gotten so good at it, but
you still occasionally swing at the curveball in the dirt.
Oh, yeah, sometimes it's hard to. Sometimes that thing looks like a meatball, as that's going to be high in the air, caught by Darty for the first out. Just an easy can of corn play for Darty there.
Now batting, number 15, Dalton Cole.
As here comes Dalton Cole for the Pigeon Forge Tigers. Now, if you are the Indians, you are trying to keep that score where it is and trying to get the hot bats back up there again, as you have the top of the order to lead off next inning, as that first pitch is going to be ball 1.
Is it another breaking ball into the dirt? I didn't really see.
Yeah, I think it was more of a change-up.
Okay.
On the outside. As that's grounded to third, Darty's going to field it, fires to first, pulls Watson off the bag, and he'll be safe. I mean, good arm action on that throw, solid velocity. It just kind of was wide and maybe a little bit too hard even, as we saw Watson had to go out and back to catch it and prevent that runner from going to second. Good job by Watson to prevent that runner from going to second on that catch. but it does give the Tigers a base runner. Runner takes off for second, breaking ball in there. And he's going to be in there safely with the stolen base.
They did call that a strike,
They
correct?
did call that a strike, yes.
Okay.
It's 0-1. It was definitely a strike. That thing was, just right down in there.
I'm trying to focus a little bit on the camera.
Well, you got the camera. You should be able to see it.
I was focusing on the rundown, not really the pitch.
Here's the pitch. He's going to be fouled off our way, and it'll be 0-2.
I believe it's 1-2.
No, there's only been 2 pitches.
Has there?
Is he saying 0-2 or 1-2?
Yeah, 0-2.
Yep.
That was my fault.
It's been the foul ball and the breaking ball that he stole on.
Yep. Sorry about that.
It happens. Happens to me all the time. Now it's 1-2.
I know I'd get it sometime.
Ran from the stretch. Going to attempt to pick off move on the runner. It's going to get away from Rector. He'll fire it down. As it'll also get away from Darty. That runner will move in safely to third base on another early steal attempt. That's what the early steal is supposed to look like. When we saw it earlier, we just saw, the step off, throw to third. That's what the early steal is supposed to look like there. You're supposed to catch him off guard and make them make mistakes like that. As now that runner moves up to third, only with 1 out for the Tigers. Here's the pitch. As it gets away from the catcher, Strunk, but no motion on the base pass as the count moves to 2-2. I like Gabe's little bounce he does on the mound sometimes. As that ball's going to be flied high in the air, going to be out of the field, foul.
Sent straight to heaven. Once again.
Sent straight to Chad McDowell, as he's going to be the one to pick that one up. Keeps the count at 2-2 after the foul ball. See if you see it. Yep, that little bounce Gabe does.
Yeah, it could just help him with his rhythm.
That's what baseball is. Baseball is a game of rhythm, man. It's almost like a dance.
That's why there's a lot of walk-up songs that is a samba.
And that's going to be a ball lined in, and I believe that was caught by Caden Shoemaker. What an amazing play there.
What a great play by the shortstop there.
Great play by the shortstop, Kanan Shoemaker.
Not Kanan.
Caden.
Sorry about that.
I wonder if we can... My fault for that. I tried to do something there that I shouldn't have tried to do. Regardless, we're back here. As that pitch is going to be in there for strike 1.
That's definitely going to go on the highlight reel of his.
That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to replay it. But I don't think we have the replay technology fully incorporated yet.
Really good play, though.
It's an amazing play.
That's sort of almost similar to what Carter Darty, number 7, about did earlier, but he was just a little under it.
That little hop step catch. It's a great play, especially for a young sophomore to make out there playing shortstop.
I about took his head off.
As the count moves to 2-1. I'm getting very Baltimore Orioles vibes from the Pigeon Forge jerseys. Are you getting those vibes?
Yeah. I honestly like it, though. It looks really, really good.
It gives me either Baltimore Orioles or Coalfield Yellow Jackets vibes.
I see the Coalfield in that.
Count moves to 2-2 after the swinging strike. If Tim Smith was here, he'd be so proud. known Baltimore Orioles fan, Tim Smith. Shout out to Tim Smith if you're watching.
The voice of the
voice of the Indians
for high school basketball and football.
He probably would have done this if we'd have called him. As that one does hit him in the head, right in the ear flap. As now runners on the corners for the Pigeon Forge Tigers.
Now batting number 4, David Price.
So now runners at the corners with 2 outs. Listen, man, I got 5 minutes till my fantasy baseball draft starts. I gotta get stuff done here.
This is more enjoyable than that, though.
I do agree. I'm having a great time. As the runner takes off, breaking ball in there for a strike, no throw. As the count starts off at 0-1.
Now, I honestly hope this game gets done pretty soon, too. My phone's about to die.
I have a charger over here. You want to use it?
Maybe.
As there's a ball grounded to the shortstop Shoemaker.
It's going to get through.
Boots it. Frazier picks it up, fires it into home, but the run will score.
That puts 2 on the board, does it not?
Did it?
Yeah.
Yes, it did. As now that lead up to 7, the largest lead of the night for the Pigeon Forge Tigers, and that runner now standing on first base with 2 outs.
Number 24, Joe Webb.
As up steps the lead-up hitter, Joe Webb. When did Lucas Langston get in here? What the heck just happened?
I don't know. I got told to shut my mouth.
Here's the pitch. Going to be hit hard but foul. Brings the count to 0-1. I have the 6th pick in my fantasy baseball draft this evening.
Who do you think about drafting there?
I mean, you look at guys like Ohtani, Judge. They're gonna go the first couple picks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So maybe I'm looking at a guy like Gunnar Henderson or Mookie Betts.
What's that young pitcher Dodgers just got?
Roki Sasaki.
Yes.
Out of Japan. That ball is a ball. 1-1. That ball is a ball. Roki Sasaki coming out of Japan. Going to be a solid pitcher, just like Yoshinobu Yamamoto last season. Same basic principle. As that ball's flied way up there.
Now that ball was sitting into heaven.
Darty, I think, called it, but it ended up in the glove of Shoemaker. As that'll end the inning. And we'll take a quick break and be back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Home-style cooking with friendly service in a relaxed atmosphere. That's Razax. Razax offers breakfast served daily, just like Grandma fixed it, and daily specials like country fried steak, turkey and dressing, and of course, a fish fry every Friday. Razax has a full menu, ranging from quick and easy favorites like hamburgers and club sandwiches, to comfort foods like pinto beans. And you'll love something off the grill, like grade A cut sirloin, ribeye, or shrimp kebabs. Razax. Country cooking and great steaks.
If you're a DIYer, Lumber King is your supplier. Equipment and tools? We got it. Paint and cleaning supplies? We got it. Rugged apparel and lawn care? We got that too. Visit us at 20359 Alberta Street in Oneida, Tennessee to make all your DIY dreams come true.
Welcome back here for the bottom of the 5th here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network as 2 runs come in for the Tigers last inning, giving them their largest lead of the night at 7.
And we're starting off this inning pretty good for the Indians at the top of the lineup.
Top of the lineup, Eli Rector, Gabe Brennan, and Aiden Frazier set up. And these are the guys you want if you're trying to get back in this ball game.
Oh, for sure. Especially Eli and Gabe. If they can get on base early, that can definitely help set up for the later half of the inning.
I believe they've had 2 at-bats tonight, and both times they've got on base.
Yes.
The problem has been the ability of the Indians to drive in those runs, as they've shown a lack of ability to not leave runners on base.
Yeah.
As here we have Eli Rector stepping in. Pitch from Gozer is going to be strike one on the outside black, and that'll kick us off for the bottom of the fifth. Gozer to deliver. That ball's going to be outside for ball one, brings things to 1-1.
I believe that was one of those pitches.
One of those slaughters.
You know what I meant.
Yep. I crush them at Crystals every now and then. A couple of slaughters. As that pitch is going to be a strike, 1-2 now. Pitch from Gozer is going to be swinging strike three, as they're going to get Rector for the first out of this inning.
Now batting number 6, Gabe Brennan.
As that brings up Gabe Brennan again now.
He's been really good tonight, not just pitching, but also on the base path.
I believe he's gone on base twice tonight, as that's going to be a breaking ball in there for strike one.
Gozer seems to be getting pretty hot on the mound now.
Another amazing frame job there by the Pigeon Forge catcher brings it to strike two. I got to give credit to this Pigeon Forge catcher. He is a fantastic catcher. He's doing frame jobs, blocking balls in the dirt. Great catcher. As that ball gets away for ball one. Count now 1-2 to Brennan. 2-2 count now after the breaking ball comes in for an inside ball. Gozer's pitch. High ball three, and now Brennan faces a full count here.
Payoff pitch.
I know I always say that, but there is also always a chance of a foul ball. As that's going to be swinging strike three, as we have 2 strikeouts to start the inning. And that brings up Aiden Frazier.
Now batting number 42, Aiden Frazier. A little uncommon to see there at the top of the lineup for Brennan and Rector.
As Frazier's going to foul one off, starting things off 0-1 after the foul ball.
A little uncommon to see them not be able to get on base there.
Well, I mean,
they definitely looked a lot more aggressive, though.
Baseball's a sport where if you get on base 40% of the time, you are a legend.
Yeah.
As Frazier's going to foul another one off to the first base side. And it's going to be 0-2.
Back into the Little League field again.
Gozer's pitch. Outside for ball one. Brings things to 1-2. Gozer kicks and fires. Called strike three looking. And that's going to be 3 up, 3 down with 3 strikeouts to end the 5th inning for the Indians. We'll take a break and be back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
The superior technology of fiber optics carries a communication signal that is more robust and reliable than older technologies. Connecting homes and businesses directly to fiber optic networks enables enormous improvements in what bandwidth devices are capable of delivering. Experience Highland Communications' world-class broadband, delivered over Highland Telephone Cooperative's fiber optic network to make your online experience extraordinary. Highland Telephone and Highland Communications. World-class connections with a local, hometown touch.
Buying a home can be an exciting but stressful process. However, usually it's over pretty quickly. Building a home, on the other hand, that's a much longer process. And with that long time period comes different pitfalls and dangers. Let our experts at United Cumberland Bank help you navigate this world. Something that you're probably not used to doing, but something that we do on a daily basis.
Welcome back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network to start things off for the 6th inning as we see a new pitcher on the mound for the Indians. That is Aiden Frazier, the lefty.
Caden Shoemaker has moved to center field, and Carter Darty has moved over to shortstop.
So that Gabe Brennan can play his usual position of third base. I have seen Gabe play second base once or twice, but that's not necessarily common.
No. Are you able to see who that batter's number is?
Not currently. We'll get that here in a minute. As we see Frazier warm up with his big exaggerated leg kick that he's always had. I've always been a fan of that. I never was a pitcher, but if I was, I'd have one of those.
I believe it was 23 is who's up.
Well, we'll see here in a minute. As Frazier is a pitcher you're going to see with a lot of velocity on his fastball, but might have a little bit of control problems.
He's not super bad, though.
We'll see if he's fixed some of those coming into this season. He's had them in years past.
Yeah. But he has a really good fastball.
Good fastball, tons of movement. Maybe hits the mid to upper 80s in terms of velocity. I mean, he throws hard.
Now batting number 23, Fisher Monday.
Up steps Fisher Monday for the Tigers, the designated hitter. As Frazier is set to see his first pitches in this one.
I don't know what it is, but every time I hear Tigers, I just think of the LSU slogan, the Go Tigers, you know what I mean?
You an LSU fan?
No.
I was about to say you to leave my press box.
I'm a Tennessee fan at heart. I mean,
I'm
you should know that by now.
I'm a Tennessee fan too, but we throw no shame to LSU fans around here.
We have one of our best friends, actually.
Uh-huh, exactly.
Ben Gilbert.
Yeah, Ben Gilbert. Shout out to him if he's watching. As Frazier set to deliver his first pitch in this one.
I just sort of realized that they're crowding the plate heavily in this one.
And he throws that one on the outside, able to take advantage of that plate crowding, and it's going to be a strike.
Because, I mean, his foot is outside of the batter box.
That might be why we've seen so many outside strike calls this game. As that one's in there for strike two.
Great bottom corner inside pitch.
Those control problems, I mean, it's only been 2 pitches, but they seem to be non-existent as he's painting the corners here of the strike zone. As that third pitch is going to be fouled away. Count remains 0-2 to Frazier's first batter in this one. That's going to be high for ball 1. Frazier kicks, fires. Just a little bit outside there, going to be ball 2.
Once again, so far, he's pitching pretty good. I mean, can't really ask nothing more of what he's already done so far in this at-bat.
Pitch, as it's going to be swung and hit high in the air. Rector has a beat on it, makes the catch. Fist bumps the right fielder and throws it back in for the first out. And all of this happens as I draft Francisco
12,
Lindor.
Brody Treywick.
As up steps the first baseman, Brody Treywick. Now going to see a little lefty-lefty as Frazier steps back on the rubber.
I always love to see a little lefty-lefty battle.
It's not fun for the lefty in the box, I'll tell you that, unless you are one of those weirdos who likes hitting from the same side.
Yeah.
As that first pitch is going to be strike 1. Pitch from Frazier. Fouled back our way, going to be 0-2.
Frazier may be looking here to go 3 up, 3 down.
Well, there's only 1 out, so you never know really there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as a pitcher, you're always looking to go 3 up, 3 down.
That's true, but I mean,
I want to allow a base runner this inning. Said no pitcher ever. As that ball's going to be grounded to first base, Watson's going to pick it up, take it to the bag himself, unassisted, and that'll be out number 2 here in the top of the 6th.
Had that unassisted put out.
Unassisted put out. That in the scorebook goes down as a U3, unassisted 3.
Now batting number 21, left Lewitt.
As up steps left Lewitt. Here for the Pigeon Forge Tigers. Frazier delivers. Going to be low for ball 1.
Kind of looked like Strunk had to dig that out of the dirt a little bit.
Well, it happens sometimes. Frazier kicks and fires. Once again low, going to be ball 2. Stepping back into the box now. Frazier's pitch is going to be swung on for a strike.
It about looked like he made him fall down there with that pitch.
He definitely was swinging there. He had no doubt in his mind that he was swinging and he was trying to hit it, let me tell you.
And if he hit it, he would have probably sent it
pretty
far.
He would have sent it for a ride. Has that pitch going to also be a ball? I think Frazier might have wanted that one.
It looked about right there where it was a 50-50 shot on the call.
Frazier's next pitch. Going to run inside, ball 4. And Frazier's going to give the walk, giving the Tigers a base runner on first base.
Now batting number 5, William Stevens.
And here comes the courtesy runner for the Tigers. I think that's number 7 again.
It is.
As up steps Liam Stevens for the Tigers. Frazier comes to the plate. Strike 1. You see him there using that leg action to try to fool the runner. And he steps off there. Frazier's pitch. Swung on, hit well, out into center field. Shoemaker makes the catch for out number 3 as we're going to head to the bottom of the 6th after this break here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Vigilance Security and Technology offers cutting-edge security solutions tailored for industrial, commercial, and residential spaces. With our 4K resolution cameras, expert installation and comprehensive networking services, you'll experience unparalleled clarity and peace of mind. Secure your future with the team that goes the extra mile. Call Vigilance today. 423-286-3533.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Welcome back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network, bringing you baseball action from Jack Edelay Sports Complex as we're set to begin the bottom of the 6th here. After last inning, we saw Aiden Frazier come into the game as the pitcher and allow only one walk, but get out of the inning with no damage done. As the heart of the order, the 4-5-6 up for the Indians. Stepping up now is Carter Darty.
Now batting number 7, Carter Darty.
He leaded off last inning with a great hit.
As there might be another one, as he skies one deep into left field. And the left fielder is going to make the catch pretty deep out there in left field. Solid hit there by Carter, but great play by the left fielder nonetheless for out number 1.
Now batting number 20, Caden Shoemaker.
As now up steps Caden Shoemaker.
He also had a sacrifice hit to move Carter over to third base, did he not?
Yes. As we're going to start things off 1-0 here after the ball in the dirt.
That one's great play by that shortstop there, being able to stop that
the
ball.
Shortstop gets it almost in the gap for out number 2. Good, like you said, good play by the shortstop there.
Now batting number 99, Elijah Strunk.
So now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, and Elijah Strunk stepping in for the Indians. Indians still down by 7. Gozer to pitch. As that's going to start things off 1-0. As that ball is going to be low and out. The pitch. Called a strike on the outside black. As that brings things to 1-1 for Elijah Strunk. Gozer will step off here. Pitch.
Sorry about that.
Excuse you. It's going to be ball 2. Brings things to 2-1. Pitch. Down there, strike 2. Even things back up at 2-2. Maybe a breaking ball there. Good block there by the catcher. Brings us to a full count.
Elijah looked like he was about ready to swing at that thing.
Payoff pitch. Will be fouled off. Count will remain full. As Elijah may be looking for something to drive here. Try to keep this inning alive. Pitch is going to be grounded to the third baseman. He'll fire over to first. A wide throw, and Elijah will be safe on first base after the error. Should be scored an E5.
Now batting number 2, Ben Sexton.
So that brings up Ben Sexton after Elijah reached on the error. Receiving the sign from Coach West. I like to notice he draws something there in the dirt, maybe a cross. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'd have to look at the motion next time to see what he's drawing. Just another example of signature batter routines. Gozer's pitch. Fouled off. We're going to start things off 0-1 to Ben Sexton. Pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike brings us to 0-2.
That was a beautiful breaking ball.
Very nice. I'm a big fan of that. Gozer deliver. Once again, fouled back our way. If that fence went there, it would have hit us right in the face. As now it's 0-2 still.
There's been a couple of those up here. I've been up here the past 2 years doing this stuff, and
been a couple that's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
You look at it and you're just like, ah.
One scared the living crap out of me one day because he got hit right into me, practically, if the window wasn't there.
It hit the window?
Yeah. It went through the little string up there at the top of the fence.
And that breaking ball is swung on for strike 3. That'll be the third out in this one. And we'll be back for the 7th inning here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Respect, compassion, integrity, commitment, community. Those are a few of the principles that guide Mountain People's Health Councils in everything we do. We respect our patients and their need for quality health care. We have compassion on those that are sick and hurting and need help. We are committed to do everything we can to help those in need. And we're focused on providing our friends, family, and neighbors with the very best health care available.
Relive the moments that made history, on the field, in the gym, and across our community. From thrilling game-winning plays to unforgettable graduations, SFN has over 1,600 videos ready to watch anytime. Join sfn.tv for just $4.99 a month and unlock decades of local memories. Want to own a piece of history? Visit shop.sfn.tv for digital downloads and DVDs of your favorite events. Subscribe or shop today at sfn.tv, your home for local sports and community memories.
Welcome back once again here for the 7th and final inning of tonight's baseball game between the Oneida Indians and the Pigeon Forge Tigers here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. Just one more time reminding you that this is Jonathan Markham and Will King bringing you the call tonight as we're set for what will be the last inning of this game.
As of right now.
I mean, there always is a chance of extra innings, but, you know, I don't know how likely that is.
You still got to have a little bit of hope in the team.
That's not what I'm saying. Extra innings doesn't happen often, regardless. You know, it's very hard for teams to score the same amount of runs. As we'll throw down, and we'll get underway. As Aiden Frazier set to close this one out. As now up steps number 7.
Which must have been a sub. I'm trying to pull it up real quick.
I think he might have came in as a pinch runner at some point. That is Micah Effler.
Thank you.
Stepping into the plate now. Stepping into the box, excuse me. Or up to the plate. I combined the two.
Trying to pull it up for my own sake.
Pull it up for your own sake. Why don't you?
I have a feeling we'll see a lot more different variety of hitters this inning from maybe one or both teams.
Frazier's first pitch, start the 7th, is going to start things off with a ball. Brings us to 1-0 to start off the 7th inning. Frazier's pitch. Outside, ball 2.
As a quick little update, Oneida Lady Indians have ended their second game by going down 15-0 to the Alcoa Lady Tornadoes.
So same score both games.
Yep. Run rule in both games.
As now will be 3-0 for number 7. Frazier's pitch. And he'll walk him on 4 pitches, and we'll start the 7th inning off with a runner on first base for the Pigeon Forge Tigers.
16. James Thompson. Number 16, James Thompson is up to bat
James
now.
Thompson.
Another one of those subs.
Maybe trying to get the young guys a couple looks at some pitches here in the 7th. And as we see, we're starting things off with a base runner for one of those younger, possibly a younger guy. You never know for sure. But Frazier's going to pitch here. First pitch is going to be strike one. We're going to start things off 0-1. Frazier back on the rubber. Hangs there, fires. Runner goes for second. Strunk's throw is going to be wide.
Looked like it might have slipped out of his hand on that throw.
Regardless, that runner's going to pull into second safely.
But it still is going to be called a strike.
That brings us to 0-2 with the runner on second. No outs here in the top of the 7th. Frazier kicks and fires. Going to be outside for ball 1.
First one of this out bat. That was sorry about that remark.
I wonder if the people at home understand the look I just gave you. As that's going to be strike 3 for the first out of this inning. And we're going to see a mound visit here as Coach Jacob Hamilton comes out to talk to Aiden Frazier.
That is number 10.
We're going to see a pitching change here. Looks like maybe Eli Rector will be coming in to pitch here. We'll take a quick break while he warms up and be back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
If you're a DIYer, Lumber King is your supplier. Equipment and tools? We got it. Paint and cleaning supplies? We got it. Rugged apparel and lawn care? We got that too. Visit us at 20359 Alberta Street in Oneida, Tennessee to make all your DIY dreams come true.
We welcome you back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network as now we see Eli Rector coming in to close this game out for the Indians. Looks like Aiden Frazier has moved to first base and Ryder Watson has moved to left field.
And then we also have a new sub for Pigeon Forge as well. Number 10, Amon Gozer.
Who is the pitcher. Looks like they're just killing the DH.
No, it's actually two different people.
Oh, it's the other Gozer.
Yeah. I'm guessing Aiden Gozer might be the bigger brother or younger brother.
Maybe they're like cousins or something.
Or twins.
Maybe they're brothers, maybe they're cousins. Maybe
Who
they have
knows?
no relation to each other.
Yeah.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
But as we'll get things kicked off here. Looks like Caden Shoemaker is back at shortstop now, and Carter Darty has moved to second base. So this is Amon Gozer.
Yes.
Stepping in. Runner on second, 1 out. Here in the top of the 7th. Tigers leading by 7. Rector, first pitch from the stretch, is going to be swung on for a strike. Strike 1 to the new batter. Pitch. Swung on for strike 2. Count now 0-2 to Gozer. Rector's pitch is going to be fouled off, and it will remain 0-2.
Looks like it bounced off his bat, the ground, and then off of him.
That never feels good.
No.
Never.
Especially in your case, whenever it bounces off your toe.
Oh, I think we told that story on softball last broadcast.
It might have been 2 broadcasts
I don't
ago.
know. We told the story of 7th grade me hitting off the pitching machine and take them one right off the toe, and I actually lost a toenail doing that.
A little vivid imagery, ain't it?
Yep. As that one's going to be grounded second base side. Darty's going to field it. Frazier getting back to the back. Glove flip. Frazier couldn't get it. Maybe tried to barehand it. That run is going to come in for the Tigers. And that runner's going to stand on first base. So now a 8-run lead for the Pigeon Forge Tigers after what will, I would call an E3. Might be called an E4, but
we also have another sub. It is, pretty sure that's 32. Bryson Stockwell.
Bryson Stockwell stepping in now.
Couldn't really get a great look at it, but, I mean, he's the only number that has 2 at the start. I mean, at the end of it, besides 12.
So that would make sense. Is there a number 12?
Yes.
No, there is. But he's left-handed.
Yeah.
So this is definitely him.
It's a little hard to see.
As Rector's first pitch is going to be a ball.
Indians might be trying to look for a double play here.
Next pitch is going to be swung on for strike one. Evens things up at 1-1. Rector's pitch. Going to be outside for ball 2, as now we'll see a 2-1 count.
You got to hit us with that great line.
Nah. It's got to be worthy of it, Will. That ain't worthy of it. That's going to be in there for strike 2. I actually don't think I've done that this season yet.
Yeah, you have.
Well, I think it was on the test broadcast we did.
Okay.
That did not actually go live.
Yeah. I keep on forgetting that we never went live on that one.
We never went live on that one. As that ball's going to be in the dirt, gets away from the catcher's trunk. The runner's going to move up to second, and it brings the count to a full count. As now Rector back on the rubber. Runner on second. Only one out. The pitch. Swung on for strike 3. As now we have 2 outs with a runner on second after the full count strikeout.
Rector trying to get the Indians out of this inning and possibly giving them a chance to bring this ball game back.
Potentially. As now Rector's pitch. It's going to get low and in the dirt for a ball. No motion on the base paths there.
Strunk thought about throwing down there, but nobody was covering second.
I don't think he needed to anyway. Rector kicks and fires. As that ball's hit high in the air, out to center field. Sexton has a beat on it, and he'll make the catch for the 3rd out. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th, the last half inning of the game, here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Home-style cooking with friendly service in a relaxed atmosphere. That's Razak's. Razak's offers breakfast served daily, just like Grandma fixed it, and daily specials like country fried steak, turkey and dressing, and of course, a fish fry every Friday. Razak's has a full menu, ranging from quick and easy favorites like hamburgers and club sandwiches to comfort foods like pinto beans. And you'll love something off the grill, like grade A cut sirloin, ribeye, or shrimp kebabs. Razak's. Country cooking and great steaks.
Forget the bucket. Stop buying those expensive car care products. For a supreme clean, visit TNT Car Wash in Oneida. TNT Car Wash features the latest in automatic car wash technology. Our wash bays offer friction or touchless options that are tough on road grime, but gentle on your car's finish. These feature-packed automatics give you complete control of the wash. Want to wash it yourself? TNT also has traditional wash bays. And don't forget the interior. Both vacuum and shampoo stations available. For a dynamite clean, TNT Car Wash Oneida.
I know.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 7th and what very well could be the final half inning of this game here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network as we see a new arm in for the Pigeon Forge Tigers. Oh, a side armor. You don't see many of those at the high school level. That's interesting, as that's number 14. Who is Eli Sutton. Number 14, Eli Sutton on the mound now for the Pigeon Forge Tigers. I'm excited to see what we'll see here.
A little bit of an interesting type of pitching. The first time I've ever seen anything really crazy to me was my sophomore year of high school whenever we went to Central, I believe. And they had a submarine pitcher.
Had a good old submariner. Those guys are hard to come by.
Yeah, especially at the high school level.
Side armor is a little more common. This guy's a side armor. But
now batting number 8, Maddox Hutcherson.
As up for the Indian steps, Maddox Hutcherson. Number 8. No longer wearing the bright orange helmet. Going for a black and white now.
Interesting move.
I think that's Elijah Strunk's helmet.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it.
Pitch. Starting things off outside, 1-0. Sutton to deliver. It'll be outside, bringing us to 2-0.
I can now finally see the scoreboard. Now that the sun's gone down a little bit. Had a little struggle with being able to keep up with the scoreboard, being able to see it at least.
As Maddox is going to line that one into right field for a base hit. It's going to touch down as he'll be standing on first base.
And now here comes our favorite, I wouldn't say favorite, but one of our favorite music walk-ups, you know.
Because that's glamorous Ryder Watson.
Now batting number 88, Ryder Watson.
Now playing left field after moving from first base. Seeing the side armor. And he will swing at that for strike 1. Pitch. He's going to try to bunt, and it goes foul.
He had honestly a pretty decent bunt earlier.
Yeah, he was maybe just a little bit away from being safe. You see Maddox try to go on that bunt, maybe try to go for a steal bunt situation.
Going back to one of my favorite quotes. Live small, bunt the ball.
Is that that's Trevor Bauer, isn't it?
Yes, it's one of his friends.
As Maddox is going to go there, and he'll be safe as the ball comes out of the shortstop's glove.
Was that a called ball, I believe?
I believe it. I believe it was.
Just barely.
If it was a strike, it would have been a strikeout. So
yeah.
Yes, it was a called ball.
Just wanted to make sure.
Watson steps back in. Hutcherson off second. As that's going to be outside for ball 2. Evens things up at 2-2. Now in this 2-strike count, Watson discouraged from the bunt because a foul bunt is a strikeout. As now we see a full count to Ryder Watson.
Battled back into this. Definitely giving that young pitcher a battle in this one, though.
Sutton. The pitch. And he takes for ball 4. Way to battle back by Ryder Watson. starting down 0-2 and seeing it to a full count and eventually drawing the walk. As now that'll bring up the top of Oneida's lineup with runners on first and second as Eli Rector steps up now.
Indians are coming alive from the top of this, bottom of the 7th inning, pardon me.
Sutton to deliver. As Rector fouls one off, starts off 0-1.
And once again, back into the Little League field. We'll see and hear a lot of those.
Excuse me. Sutton checks the runners. He delivers. That'll be a swinging strike 2 to Rector, now facing an 0-2 count. Rector steps back in. Sutton tries to pick off Hutchison on second. Ball gets into center field. He doesn't realize it, and that means the runners are going to stay where they are. Watson wanted to go for second, but
I believe
Hutchinson decided to stay on second.
I believe Hutchinson actually got hit in the head with that pickoff attempt.
Either hit him in the head or hit off the glove of the second baseman. Either way, regardless, it got into center field, and he didn't realize it. Watson wanted to go. The pitch. It's going to be a rocket fouled off.
Right into the backstop. Not backstop, back fence, sorry.
As now there remains 0-2. Pitch. Outside, kind of lost in transfer. Maybe going for a back pick there, but regardless, it'll go to 1-2. The pitch is going to be fouled off, and it will remain 1-2.
This feels like it's been a long at bat, hasn't it?
Oh, we're just getting started, bud. Like we've talked about all night, Eli Rector's a guy who sees a lot of pitches and is a battler. You know, you'll see at bats like this from him all year.
Yeah.
Pitch. Once again, another foul ball fouled back our way, and it still will remain 1-2. Sutton from the stretch delivers. And that'll be strike 3. Back pick to Watson. He's safe, but Hutchison moves up to third after the back pick. And that's the first out of this inning, which shocks me to say because
Now batting number 6.
I feel like this inning's actually been going on for a while, but that is the first out. And runners at the corners for the Indians here with one out.
It's definitely felt like a long inning already.
Of course, the sacrifice in play. Or in effect, I probably should say. Sutton delivers. Watson takes off for second. Throws a little bit wide. He is safe. And now 2 runners in scoring position on second and third.
Was that a called ball? Or was it?
I believe so. I think it was.
No, it was a strike.
Okay, it was a strike. I thought it, from what I saw, it might have been a little inside, but I'm like you. I look at the runner. As that will be a called ball. I'm presuming called a little high, as it brings the count even to 1-1.
Well, you got to think who they're pitching to. Brennan's kind of like a small boned person. I mean, he's a little smaller.
And he shrinks that strike zone with that crouch too. As they're going to back pick over to third, throw a little bit wide.
And that'd be ball 2.
Hutchinson will be safe. And it will be ball 2. Sutton to deliver. And that will be strike 3 for the second out of the inning. And up steps Aiden Frazier. This is not the guy you want up in scoring with runners in scoring position if you are the Tigers, because he can make you hurt with one swing of the bat here. He'll watch that pitch go for a ball to start things up.
That pitcher from Pigeon Forge has definitely been battling in this game.
I mean, he's hard. It's hard for these Indian batters to see him because he's got that sidearm arm angle they're not used to.
Yeah. Definitely a harder pitch to, I mean, not even just because the ball, I mean, the way he's pitching, it's also the way he's throwing it. Sorry.
As he's going to swing at that for strike 1. Now count moves to 2-1. Frazier stepping back in. Sutton steps back on the rubber. From the stretch, he delivers. That's going to be outside ball 3, and now Aiden Frazier faces a 3-1 count.
What I was meaning to say there was the pitches he's throwing, but also the way he's throwing it. It's a little hard to really tell where it's really going.
I think I understand what you're saying. You're saying not just the way that he's pitching, but also the pitches that he is throwing.
Yeah.
As he's going to swing at that. Full count now, and this is a big moment here. Full count, 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position, as this is the definition of payoff pitch here in the bottom of the 7th. What are we going to see? We're going to see a walk. Load the bases.
For Carter, that's actually been pretty hot the past 2 innings.
Like he said, up steps up Carter Darty.
Now batting number 7, Carter Darty.
Big opportunity here with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th.
And he's, I believe, has gotten 2 hits in the past 2 at-bats. One of them, I think, might have been caught. But he still shot it pretty far into deep left field.
As that's going to be fouled off down the third base side.
Bases are loaded. I just realized that.
It's almost like I've said that. It's okay, Will. I do stuff like that a lot. Here's the pitch. It's going to be outside for ball 1.
Believe just a little high.
A little high, maybe a little outside. As now the count moves to 1-1. That one runs inside for ball 2, nearly hits him. Ball gets away from the pitcher. Shortstop has it. Again, big situation here for the freshman Darty with 2 outs, bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch is going to be outside for ball 3, and now a 3-1 count.
Hitters count.
That's what they call it. Pitch. Called strike 2, and now we'll see another full count here. And this is even more tense than the last at-bat. Now with the bases loaded, full count, 2 strikes. 2 outs, excuse me. Bottom of the 7th. What happens here? What happens is a foul ball fouled back our way. So we get one last chance here.
Maybe more if he fouls it.
Another chance. you can't imagine what's going through the young freshman's head right now as he steps into the box. Here's the pitch from Sutton. Going to be swung on for strike 3, and that'll be the last out of the game. As we'll take a break and come back with our final thoughts here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
A local bank puts its customers first.
A local bank is committed to giving back and being a community partner.
A local bank is with you every step of the way and celebrates your success.
A local bank is a familiar face that treats you like family.
A local bank is big enough to serve you and small enough to know you by name.
For 120 years, First National Bank has been Scott County's local bank. First National Bank, your family, your future, your bank.
If you vape, you could be inhaling toxic metals into your lungs. To show how scary that is, we made metal monsters. With special effects that show metal particles being inhaled. And music that would have made your heart race. But nothing is as scary as the facts. Vaping can deliver toxic metals like nickel and lead into your lungs. That's metal in your lungs.
Tail sleep.
Scenic Foods is about freshness. With meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables. And of course, a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings. As well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
The superior technology of fiber optics carries a communication signal that is more robust and reliable than older technologies. Connecting homes and businesses directly to fiber optic networks enables enormous improvements in what bandwidth devices are capable of delivering. Experience Highland Communications' world-class broadband, delivered over Highland Telephone Cooperative's fiber optic network to make your online experience extraordinary. Highland Telephone and Highland Communications. World-class connections with a local, hometown touch.
Welcome back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. Your final score tonight, the Pigeon Forge Tigers 9, the Oneida Indians 1. And Will, as we saw tonight, a valiant fight by the Oneida Indians, but the Pigeon Forge Tigers just got the better of them. And we saw a lot of full count strikeouts, a lot of tense situations. The big story for the Indians tonight, I think, was their inability to drive in base runners when they had runners in scoring position.
They were able to get runners on the bases all night long. It's just they couldn't really get that hit to be able to drive some in.
A lot of friction within the lineup, it seems, as like you said, they get those base runners, but having a hard ability to bring them in the score, and that was what the Pigeon Forge Tigers were, I think, amazing at. They rarely ever left runners on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that reflects on the scoreboard with 9 runs scored this evening.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't really expect much more from them considering they're the number 3 ranked team in the state in 2A.
Absolutely. So this is a good team, promising future. We wish them the best as they travel on. In other news, the Oneida Indians will be in action tomorrow night against the Pigeon Forge Tigers once again. Then they will be in action Thursday against the Wartburg Central Bulldogs. And we'll be back with you Friday when the Wartburg Central Bulldogs come to us at home. And we'll be broadcasting that to you here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports
And that game
Network.
is at 6.
I believe that is the correct. First pitch is at 6 for that game on Friday. We'd love it if you tuned in. Always come over here, support the Indians as well as the Lady Indians when we do softball. But with that being said, Will, do you have any final things you want to say?
Honestly, not a bad game. It's just mainly they got to clean up that being able to drive some runs in.
Yes, absolutely. I believe they call that the clutch factor. If there's one thing the Indians need, it's the clutch factor.
I mean, and you can definitely see that some of them are starting to get that little bit of ability to be able to get a hit to help move some base runners, but I mean, we just got to be able to capitalize on that and be able to bring some people home.
All right, thank you. With that being said, that'll be. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. Jonathan Markham and Will King bringing you the call tonight. We want to give a big thank you to Maggie King, I said her name right this time, for helping us out up here. Big thank you to Clayton Posey and Greg Bond, our technical directors. As we say, so long here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. Be safe, everybody.